Good evening, all. So, today I'm going to take a session on Introduction to GitHub. Before we dive into Copilot, let's first understand GitHub. GitHub is a cloud based platform for version control and collaboration built on top of Git. With Git, we can track changes in our code, roll back to previous versions, and work in parallel without overwriting each other's work. GitHub takes this a step further by providing a central place to store our repositories online. We mainly use GitHub to host our code in the form of repositories, collaborate with teammates through branches, pull requests, and code reviews, automate workflows with GitHub Actions, secure, and we can secure and manage our code base. So, in simple words, Git helps us manage code history, GitHub helps us collaborate on it. When do we use GitHub? We use GitHub whenever there are multiple developers are working on the same project. We can keep a safe backup of our code online. We want to share projects with the world or within our company. We want automation like CI/CD pipelines, security checks, or issue tracking. Basically, if you are coding alone or in a team, GitHub is the best practice to manage and share your code. How GitHub works. Here's how GitHub works in practice. You create a repository or project folder in the cloud. Developers clone it to their local machine. Each developer creates a branch to work on features. Once done, they push changes to GitHub and raise a pull request. Other team members review and approve it before merging into main code. This ensures we collaborate smoothly without overwriting each other's work. Now that we understand GitHub as our collaboration platform, let's see how GitHub Copilot is helping developers in another way by coding with us. That's where GitHub Copilot comes in. Copilot is an AI powered coding assistant developed by GitHub and OpenAI. It works right inside Visual Studio Code and suggests entire lines or even functions as you type, based on natural language commands. In short, GitHub helps us store and share code. Copilot helps us write code faster and smarter. Now, this is the demos I'm going to show you practically. This is Code Labs overview, how we install GitHub Copilot and how we can use it for our own or daily task. This is explain code and this is language translation. As you write any code or as there is any legacy code and you don't understand the entire code, you can just copy paste it in the chatbot Copilots and it can explain you in simple English words. So I've made a GitHub Copilots live session folder. Here I'm going to make a file name reverse string which is in JS. Now if you first you install GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot, and if optionally you can also download chatbot for it. This is GitHub Copilot chat. Now if we go back to our string, firstly, if you want to review the chat, this is the chat. This will how it looks. Okay, if here I'm all right. Let's start simple. I'll type a function to reverse a string. Reverse. Notice Copilot instantly suggests the rest of the function. That's one of its superpowers, predicting your next logical code line. Then I just press tab and it completes it perfectly. This will be the output if we run here. Download, reverse. So this is for it is a simple code which you can take help of Copilot reverse string. Now for demo 2, now suppose you inherit some legacy code. Here's a recursive Fibonic function. I'll make a file called explain Fibonic.js. Let's say it is a code for Fibonic. If I'm unsure what it does, I can simply highlight this code, press Ctrl plus I, or I can just select it, right click, explain. Copilot will describe it in plain text, something like this function calculates the nth Fibonic numbers recursively by calling itself with smaller values or of n until it reaches 0 or 10. And if I run this, here's the output. Now for demo 3, I'm going to make a folder called translate. Let's say I have a simple Python function that adds two numbers. I'm going to make a file called sum.py and I will write this Python code. Now my project is in JavaScript, so I want to quickly port this logic. I can select this code and I will copy this in chat, saying convert this function to JavaScript. And also I'm going to make another file called sum.js. This will create a new file which I've created sum.js and it will automatically copy paste it in the file. Now if you will run it, Now if I generate, here's the both the output. Now for demo 4, test refinement. Copilot even writes test. But remember, these are starting points. As developers, we refine them by adding edges. For example, what if the user tries multiple failed attempts? Or what if we need to test against SQL injection? Copilot gives us speed, we add human judgment for quality. Now we go to our main folder and we create a file called test login.js. We have to give it a starting point like this. Then I'll write a comment, write test cases for the login function. And by tab, you will accept this, or you can also use Alt plus right square bracket right for next suggestion, or previous one you can use Alt plus square bracket left. Now if I just this is our login successful admin 1234. And for second console, we have admin wrong password, which is invalid credential. And here it is missing the username. So it says missing credentials. This is the language translation. I've showed the demo. Explain code, Copilot Labs. So today we saw how GitHub Copilot helps us not just write code faster, but also understand, translate, and test smarter. In short, it predicts your next lines, explains legacy code clearly, translates across languages, generate tests to speed up QA. With Copilot, it's like pair programming with an AI mentor. So that was all for today. If you have any questions, also you हमें जब Copilot कोड देता है, हम कभी भी उस पर ऐसे यकीन नहीं कर लेना चाहिए, पहले पूरा कोड को एक बार देखना पड़ेगा। तुम्हें भी थोड़ी नॉलेज होनी चाहिए कोड के बारे में, लैंग्वेज के बारे में। कभी गलत भी हो सकता है Copilot, और कभी कभी आपको थोड़ा इनपुट, या अगर आप जैसे स्टार्टिंग में है तो आप कमेंट लिखोगे, उसके बाद आप फंक्शन नेम देना चाहो, फंक्शन नेम भी दे सकते हो, ताकि उसी के अकॉर्डिंग जो हमारा Copilot वो आपको आगे का सजेस्ट कोड करेगा। थैंक यू ऑल।